I think that'll be a really good burger that I invented today. We'll see what James says. Mine is a pink egg salad. And we're going to talk about Freaks and Slaughterhouse-Five, Strange New World Season 3, Lynly, and J. Krishnamurti on the nature of love. So we'll see how that goes. James picked the ginger root beer again.
Yeah.
So
I kind of like that from the other day.
And this is my outfit for today. It's just a little dress. It's a Le Chateau thing, and I like this. I remember when I got it, the things were all knotted, and James sat there and he unknotted them all. And so I've had them hoping they wouldn't get knotted, and they haven't. And so
I can remember that now.
Yeah.
The important thing is, I didn't see it as a thankless task because I knew it would look good on you.
Oh, so does it?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. All right, so I moved that in a bit.
I would have remembered it if I thought it was an imposition,
Yeah.
even one imposed by myself. I remembered it took a long while. I can't imagine how someone could get it all knotted up like that. But maybe they wore it out in the Chinook every day for several years.
Well, they probably just threw it in a basket with a bunch of other things.
Yeah. Well, thanks for not doing that.
Yeah, well, I wanted to. You worked so hard on it, I wasn't going to get it all knotted up again. So, Freaks. I've watched this before. I picked it out from the library because I couldn't remember it. And I'll probably do the same again. No, it's actually
pretty good. It's top of the pile, but it ain't
it's not a good
classic
pile. Yeah, so it's top of the stack, and the stack isn't great. But it's a different kind of sci-fi thing. I don't really know what to say about it. It's it's different. It's interesting enough. And even though I realized quite early on that, oh yes, I've seen this, I thought, why not let it go through again? So it's not bad enough that I just went, oh whatever, turn it off. So now James will talk about Slaughterhouse-Five.
I think I'll talk about that at the end.
Okay.
It's number 2 on that list, but it could easily be bottom.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there were a lot of things on here. Like I was watching Star Trek Strange New World Season 3, and I was thinking, this really warrants bottom of the list. Bottom of the stack.
But now, why is it up higher for you? It could easily be on the bottom of my list too.
Yeah,
There's
a
reason
like
why I'm not objecting it to being up relatively high.
Yeah, I know these other things aren't that good.
Well, no, there's another reason too. Because it's great camp. It's not as good camp as the original.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is they should play that up more camp, because they have too much. Honestly, I was watching this and going, way too much estrogen on the Enterprise. Way too much. So, and hey, I like seeing women represented in the world of make-believe on the screen. But, yeah, too many female actors on this. And honestly, the only one that's good, or any good at all, is the older woman who's working with Scotty a lot.
Hardly featured at all.
Yeah.
On the 2 or so shows that I
which
worked my way
is
through.
too bad, because she's the only one. You see, the thing is, we've said it before. You can have bad actors in movies, and the movie can work, but in every single scene, you have to have one good actor.
At least one good actor.
Because otherwise, the air falls out of the thing. out of the scene, and nobody wants to watch it. And
Think of
wow,
Star Trek.
these
Princess
are
Leia
bad. Or
and
Star Wars, you mean?
Star Wars. Princess Leia and Mark Hamill, or whatever his name was,
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker. The whole thing falls flat until you bring in Harrison Ford. Then it's okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Spock is okay in this, and I like Scotty in this. But I have a real problem with Uhura, because Uhura should be hot. Everybody thought so from the original Star Trek.
This Uhura is just
This one?
not.
She's not.
There's hot, there's not.
No, she's not even pretty, and she's a little bit plump. It does not work.
Horrible
She's
hair
not
shot.
even a good actor.
Oh my God.
So why is she there? You couldn't have found anyone better? I mean, this is ridiculous.
She must have pictures of someone.
So, I don't know. But, yeah.
Awful.
This is
Spock
terrible.
surprised me because I thought he was picked for his looks. But he's good at deadpanning things.
Yeah.
Most people are if they actually just relax into it or whatever. His ears should have been bigger.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to make him look handsomer. No? But
Yeah.
still, the ultimate... is he a Vulcan or something like that?
Yeah.
The ultimate
he's
Spock
half.
is Leonard Nimoy, because he looked
Sure.
like Leonard Cohen, almost like the ultimate alien,
Yeah. Well,
without all the large ears and other accoutrements.
anyway.
Can't stand
So
Is this the captain you were saying?
Yeah.
Can't stand his greased up hairstyle. Looks like
Okay.
something bad left over from the 50s or whatever.
Yeah. So watching this was tough until the last episode, which James didn't get to see.
Well, actually, I enjoyed the one where they actually had a great actor. It was the lizard woman.
Oh, okay.
She blew everyone off the sets.
Okay.
I thought she did a great job. I don't know how they did all of it, CGI, whatever. But
Yeah.
I was kind of sympathizing with her and so on and so forth. So,
Yeah, okay, that one was
that's
alright.
what they had
But
to
the
do
last
to get some
episode,
decent acting.
I like, because this is
So
where
what happened
Spock
in that
and,
one? Oh, it's Spock and...
I'll give a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, because
so
I'm
go
not
watch
going
it
to
if you
watch
want.
it.
He's not going to watch it.
No.
This is where Spock and Kirk become friends.
Oh, so this is like before the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because they had So is this Captain Pike then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So I've actually seen the original, the pilot for Star Trek, and spoiler alert, if you didn't know it already, that original Pike died, right? Or something like that.
Oh.
A long time ago.
Okay.
And it goes back to 65, so that's more than 60 years ago.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
So Lynly,
Oh.
BBC, please
So
stop.
Lynly,
I mean, it's
so
bad
what?
enough that the British people are having to pay for multiple palaces for their monarchy.
Yeah.
You know, surely Windsor should be enough. And then if the monarchy wants their other palaces, they can pay for them themselves.
Actually, Buckingham Palace in London should be enough. But then they
Okay.
got Windsor outside of London, to the west of
Okay.
London. And
Fine.
then they got
Buckingham.
Balmoral
You're
up
right.
in Scotland.
That one should be.
I don't know. They might have one here in Canada for all I know. It's absolutely shameful.
Ridiculous.
Let them live in relative squalor.
in one palace. Yeah. So anyway, but it's bad enough that you're making the British taxpayers pay for that.
Yeah, it's awful.
But then this?
Yeah. Oh
These
my God.
shows, honestly, BBC, please stop make your citizens, stop making your citizens pay for the awful police dramas that you're making. They are terrible. So terrible.
Their news coverage is, if anything, worse. But that's an indication about why the news coverage is.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you want to get into details why there's not one character on there that I like?
No characters are likable.
No.
I don't know what they're trying to do with this show. Maybe say, look, you hate police officers. Yeah, they're aggressive, but sometimes they actually get the job done or whatever. Maybe that's it, because these people are both aggressive.
Oh my God.
They're different kinds of aggressive. The
Yeah.
woman is
Aggressive.
she's very vocal about it. She'll pick on people and whatever, right? Whereas
I can't imagine a cop ever going out of their way, dissing people right, left, and center, and getting away with it
yeah.
like this. Well, who knows?
And she has her arms crossed all the time.
So this is her
Yeah.
way of expressing her aggression when she's not flapping her gums. You know, this is to show how tough she is.
Yeah. So
Always,
she really
she's not receptive.
She's not receptive. She's not open to hearing anybody else's thing. She trusts her instincts, which how good are they? Sometimes. And so she's really a pig-headed pig. That's her character. And she's not smart. She's not really smart. So the smart one in this relationship, this partnership, is the man. Surprisingly, because I mean, he has fair complexion. He comes from the aristocracy.
Yeah, he
Very
does.
different.
He's a tall guy, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
He's,
but he's very aggressive too, but it's a very controlled aggression. He's always holding his mouth in a funny way.
You just want to smash him in the teeth.
So that he's showing his bottom teeth. He's very, very aggressive that way, but it's controlled.
So this is the way he talks. So you think I'm aggressive? He'll oftentimes end sentences or even clauses with, like showing the lower teeth and stuff like that. You can even see.
He's doing it on the.
Not on the front though. Oh, that's weird.
They have his mouth.
He's got his mouth closed.
He looks.
He looks halfway human.
Yeah. But he's very aggressive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't like the mysteries terribly much, and
I semi-like the little boss with very
Really?
chin.
oh, I can't
Well,
stand him either.
I know I hate him, but you like to hate bosses. If you don't hate bosses, folks, you're a boss or a real.
So James
Well,
going to talk
something
about
goes
both
there.
of these now. So he decided that the
Yeah, Pauline was smart. She was going to walk and do some shopping, even though we had a substantial walk already today.
I
And
was
she
depressed
just-
because I just found out that we missed the Mormon clothes giveaway.
It's only once a year.
But you know what? I have lots of clothes that I shrank down so I can fit into them. So maybe I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm not so depressed because every time we get in a lineup for these things, because who isn't going to line up for free clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Someone always jostles me from behind, and I think every time it's been during the plague era. I'm not going to say what type of plague, and so people aren't doing social distancing to the point where they're jostling me, and I'm going, oh man, now I'm going to have to drop the jacket or whatever and let it what we call cook and stuff like that to try and let the whatever bugs these idiots are there. This last time was incredible. They were jostling me and stuff like that. Came to a corner. We'd been in the lineup for quite a while, right? And so it was like this sidewalk and then sidewalk going into the Mormon Stake Center. And there were two women standing there. One was on a walker, and when I say walker, she was leaning on it. Another had horrible edema in the legs, and it looked as though she was in limping condition, just standing. But so I let them in. While I was doing it, the people who had been jostling me from behind jumped the line ahead of me and ahead of these poor, suffering people. And I kind of gave them, I was wanting to make sure that people organizing it didn't misinterpret and kick us out of the line for causing trouble. But I said, hey, you just jumped in front of me. I've got 5 fractured vertebrae. It ain't fun for me standing here. But I saw a couple of people that, seemed to be in worse shape than me. I've been on a walker. I know what it's like. 5 fractured vertebrae. They were thinking I'd never hike again. So there I am, being nice. And people are bad to these people I'm being nice to. Or maybe even worse, bad to me. Because I'm being a nice guy. So you folks, if you're watching, shame on you, you shameless pukes. You belong, you're shameless like Donald Dump and that sort of stuff, and his ilk. But, so I'm not nearly as depressed. You can tell I'm still exercised about that, and I will be for the rest of my life. Anyway, yeah. So, we'll talk about Krishnamurti. Jiddu. I didn't know his first name until I read the liner notes or whatever these things are called. So this comes from, how would you say that, OJ or Ojai, California? Probably OJ. But it's not named after O.J. Simpson, I guess. But it's O-J-A-I. I don't know where that is. Funny, I could name all sorts of places, probably hundreds of places in California. I kind of study maps and stuff like that every so occasionally, maybe more than that. And I don't know where that is. Presumably somewhere around the Bay Area. That's where all the... I had a prof who actually knew what he was talking about. He was a Lithuanian in terms of ancestry. And he came from the United States. And he once said, I didn't know that he was speaking from first-hand experience, he said, you know, when it comes to California, it's like they turned the United States on its end with California in the bottom, and all the nuts ended up in the bottom, you know, in California, the bottom in California. But it turned out he'd actually been at Chico, University of California, Chico, or whatever it's called, University of California, maybe California State at Chico, and that's in northern California, and north of San Francisco. And he'd made the mistake, this was something like the maybe 66 or something like that, mid-60s, he went to a demonstration, probably an anti-war demonstration, and they decided to turf him. And I'm wondering if Ronald Reagan had much to do with that. I think he was the governor of California at that point in time. You know, like, it was, I think Ronald Reagan said something like, well, if they want blood, they're going to get it. Talking about student demonstrators. You know, like, some of these demonstrators, they just wanted it. You know, they wanted a fight, and they ended up getting, you know, Ronald Reagan elected governor of California, and then helped get Ronald Reagan elected as president of the United States, and then re-elected and stuff like that. You know, that sort of stuff getting in people's faces. Demonstrators generally just demonstrate their weakness, their impotence. So anyway, there's a lot of loose nuts in California. Always were, always will be, I'm afraid. And the farther north you go, generally the more nutty they are. You know, when I see a book published in Berkeley, I check to see if it's University of California, Berkeley, and then I automatically discount it. Now, I don't discount it entirely because I will read it or whatever if I've even bothered to pick it up or put out a few shekels to buy it used. But I automatically discount it 50% or something like that. I just know there's going to be some sort of nut bar sentiment expressed. Anyway, Krishnamurti, you know, this is 96 minutes. I didn't experience, it felt like 96 minutes, but the big trouble is I slept through substantial portions of it. And yeah, I fell asleep, and I think
69 minutes.
It's 69, so did I say an hour or not?
You said 96.
Okay, screwed it up. That's what it felt like. Anyway, it's a little over an hour, and it felt like over an hour and a half. But, so, Krishnamurti's words offer the intimate spirit of a truly remarkable presence, poetic graciousness, vast as the sky and wonderfully wise. He's not wise, he's not wonderful, he's boring. Vast as the sky, no, it's limited to his wee small little brain. Everyone's got a wee small little brain. His is maybe weer and smaller than the average. Gracious, I don't know, I mean, shouldn't he be? At this point in time, he was over 80 or something like that. 80, yeah, something like 87 years old. And he's, you know, he's got this, he's been given this bully pulpit to rap to people and stuff like that. He has this weird little trope. Hey, all you folks in Berkeley and stuff like that, or hang out on that. It's not the left wing. It's just kind of like space cadet. Let's say it's way up in the air or something like that. Like he's saying, yeah, they love using the word trope, but I'm not telling you what to do. You're discovering it, or something like that. Can you imagine? What? You were working your way through this. No, he's guiding it or whatever. No, I've got the bully pulpit now. You can turn it off. You can turn off Krishnamurti. But what I tell people is, you be skeptical about what I say. And you check up. Like we can always check up matters of fact. And I've changed my mind over the course of my life history. And I could change my mind again. I try to be flexible in my thinking now. The reason why I changed my mind is there's more data coming in. We're getting more information. We kind of live in an information society. Most people in our society use it very poorly. They're echo chambering and stuff like that. I will read pretty well anything, and I actually try to read opposing points of view, opposing to me and opposing each other. I try to get a sample of stuff. Most people aren't into that. Now, it's bad now. It wasn't quite as bad maybe back when. It might have been worse. I don't know. So here's this guy, he keeps on talking about how bad the West is. Okay, he's dressed in semi-Western clothing. Here he's not. He's somehow or another located. This was done in OJ. I think it was done in OJ, presumably Krishnamurti Foundation of America, Post Office Box 1560, OJ, California. Right. So he set up something here. I don't like these idiots who come from India. He comes from the southern part of India. When he was born, 1895, be one of the poorest places in the world. It's probably not much better. And they come and they live in the lap of luxury. The Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the first idiot Beatles from the Indian subcontinent or South Asian subcontinent to impact the Beatles, he was walking around with fancy watches and all that sort of stuff. He had his ashram or whatever located in the foothills of the Himalayas. Rishikesh it was called. It's now deserted. And he was just living in the lap of luxury.
Lives pretty well too.
I don't want to make a false dichotomy between them. I can't stand any of them. The Pope is not a force for cultural advancement or anything like that. Now, this Pope that they've got now and the one preceding him, they, by comparison with the average Pope, are supremely enlightened. But by comparison with the average run of things in Western society, these guys are drags on society. One of these idiots a while back was saying, we don't like capitalism. And I'm going, yeah, are you going to talk about usury? And maybe you don't like Jews that much or something like that. I don't like to hear them criticizing capitalism. When the popes do it, I don't like them criticizing the Western sort of thing. Yeah, Catholicism hasn't done that well ever since Martin Luther came along, but it didn't deserve to do that well because it had a horrible record. And let me repeat, that's all caps, horrible, an exclamation mark before, and l'Espagnol or whatever before it. Horrible record when it comes to ethics. Burning people, burning books. I think it's only recently they took Galileo's works or something like that off their index. In other words, Catholics are allowed to read it. But Krishnamurti is just like, at least Catholics have a book that kind of can theoretically constrain them. And that's the New Testament. I'm not talking about the Old Testament. I make a huge distinction between those two. Any self-respecting Christian should make that distinction. The ethical system that we found in the New Testament is just pretty well totally other from the ethical system found in the Old Testament. Okay? And again, I want you to be skeptical about what I'm saying. I want you to go to the source documents and go through them all. Guess who's being subjected to it right now? Well, she's subjecting herself to it. Listening to it in the car.
No, it's important.
It's a revelation, is it not, Pauline? Yeah.
Well, going through the whole Old Testament.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think it's a great thing to do. We'll be reviewing it in depth at some point, but we got this, borrowed it from the library, and it's on, like, it's an audio thing, but it's on DVD, and the vehicle that James has a DVD player, so it works in there. And so we've been traveling around, and you're not going to fall asleep while you're driving, or you shouldn't.
Well, Pauline
you're actually
usually doesn't fall
listening to this
asleep
stuff,
when
right?
she's riding shotgun.
I'm taking it in a lot better, much more completely than
if you had to read it.
If I had to read it, yeah.
When you read, and when you're a young person, like Pauline, younger than 50 years old, you just zone out on things.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Oh, I'm flipping a page now, but I couldn't tell you anything that was on the previous
and then
page.
you go, oh, well, how far back am I going to have to go before I was conscious?
Yeah. And I always tell myself that, and I'd say, whip it over, keep going. I'm not going to subject myself to that boredom or whatever. So, but like if you're going to flap your gums about stuff like this, or like the Bible, or any other religious sort of thing, you're actually going to have to read this stuff.
No, I will say the video quality is not great on that.
Oh, on this?
Because it's from 1982, and
it's
like they
really
recorded it
bad.
with a home like a camcorder back then, so
it almost looked as though it was doctored by the CIA. That's what the CIA or whomever did, or FBI probably, did to Abraham's Zapruder's and other films taken at Dealey Plaza, and they grained up so you can't see things. Of course, with the Zapruder thing, they were reversing things, to make Kennedy's head look as though it's going this way. It's actually going this way.
So you only have a minute and a half.
Yeah, so I'll finish. I'll have to talk about this crap more, because there is crap in here. Yeah, apparently Kurt Vonnegut went through the firebombing. It was firebombing. I think they were using napalm. They were using it before Vietnam on Dresden and in Upper Saxony in Germany. And Kurt Vonnegut has this. Is this true? That it wasn't a military target. It was made out of wood, and it was a military target. You have to move armies over certain routes. And, if you look even now, you see there are two main routes coming from the east, from your guys' point of view, into Germany. One goes towards Berlin, another comes through Dresden, which is the southern part of eastern Germany. And if you look at Dresden, it's on, if I'm not mistaken, on the Elbe River, but it becomes the Laba River in Czechoslovakia. The Americans are making it easy for the Russians to move in. From the south, they shouldn't have gone into the south, they should have gone into Germany right away. But they were taking care of a communications node, a transportation node, when they hit Dresden. So all the comments are saying, and their fellow travelers, the Americans, what a horrible, horrible tragedy at Dresden. No way. Okay. It's over, right?